If you are struggling to grow your lats, feel them, get the right exercises, the sets and reps, then this video is for you, because we are going to talk about all of these. But let's start with the feeling or contracting it, mind-muscle connection, because this is probably the hardest part, because it's a difficult muscle to contract. But imagine this, you just have to push your shoulders forward and imitate a downward pulling with your elbow. That's going to instantly contract them. If you still can't feel it, that can only happen if you don't have enough muscle. And that can easily be the case. It is like you are trying to drive a really fast car, but you don't even have a license. And the reason it takes a little bit more time than your chest is because you can't see it. It's really easy to contract your chest because you can see it and practice it. It's a bit difficult with your back. But there is another technique. Again, start with pushing your shoulders forward. And now imagine you are tucking your elbows in, but in a V shape, so they are coming in a V. And that should instantly contract them. But this is everything you need to know about feeling and how to contract them. But now you just have to do this when you are doing the exercises. But what exercises to pick? As long as your elbows are not out to the side, they are going to work your lats. Imagine a line with your elbows, whatever muscle they are crossing, that's going to be worked to a high degree, and anything above and under that line, those muscles are still going to get some work done, but not as much as the muscles that's going to be crossed by that line. Seated rowing is going to be one of the best way to train your lats, and you can grab the baby handle, the V handle, or you can even put 2 D handles on a long bar. As long as you can get them around shoulder width apart and get them next to your side, your lats are going to be working. Or you can even use a rowing machine. You just have to grab the handle that's lower down. There's always a handle at the top that's like forcing your elbows out to the side. You just have to grab the handle right under that. So as you can see, exercise selection is really easy. Any rowing where your elbow is coming next to your side is going to get the job done. But what's really important is the technique. And the reason why I explained the whole tensing and feeling the muscle is because that's how it starts. That's how you set up the exercise, pushing your shoulder forward and trying to rotate your elbows in the beginning. And now comes the back. You have to keep it neutral. You don't have to arch it, but you can also keep it semi-rounded. You are only doing this to give a better leverage for your lats to work. And now, what are you going to do with your elbow? You're going to drag it down to your hip. So that's what you are going to imagine. So instead of shrugging your shoulders, you are going to unshrug them and imagine you are dragging your elbow down to your hip. But there is a lot of nuance to this. When you are fatiguing, your elbows are going to drift away from your body because you are trying to involve different muscles in it. But don't panic. It is still going to train your lats. You still imagine that line. So right now that line is right down here. If it drifts away, it's still going to be down here, so it is still going to be your lats doing the work, but maybe a bit different division of it. Because you already know that the lats have 3 divisions doing fairly different things. Well, technically are doing the same thing, just in different angle. And that is why it doesn't matter if you are not completely straight, but you can lean forward or you can also lean back, but for that you can pick a different exercise though. There is also this saying going around that you should stop your elbow when it reaches next to your side. And that is true. Your lats are not going to do any work once you are passing your body or going behind it. It is going to be your rear lats. But those muscles are already underdeveloped. So why not just pull it all the way back? Not to mention the weight what you are going to use. You won't be able to pull that for too long. So you might as well do that 1 to 3 reps in the beginning, going all the way back, and then at the end you will only be able to pull it next to your side anyway. And that is all the technique you need. And once you start experimenting with it, practicing, you will see how easy it is. Even though right now the information can feel like it's a bit overwhelming. And the sets and reps part is easy. All you have to do is get anything in between 3 to 6 sets per training day, yes, per training day, and you are good. And you can spread out this training volume for the day with different angles. It doesn't have to be 3 to 6 sets for one exercise. It can be 2 to 3. You just give it 2 or 3 sets each. And the reps, if you know me and you are following the channel, watching the videos, you know that you can build muscle anything in between 5 to 35 rep ranges. And in that, I prefer going a bit lower for 2 reasons. you're not fatiguing yourself, and you're getting less junk volume. Imagine this, in a set, if you are doing 15 reps, the initial 10 reps are just junk volume. It's not going to stimulate muscle growth. So that is why I prefer staying in the 5 to 9 rep ranges, because you are not doing that extra reps, what's not stimulating muscle growth. You still have to pull that, so that's going to fatigue you. And you can also make sure that you are taking the set close proximity to failure or all the way to failure, because you're not going to get any burning pain in your back or your biceps or your forearm, grip is giving up, etc, etc. And this is going to be a wrap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and talk to you in the next one.